Live, Season 2, Episode 88. And action. Oh, how's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with a brand new video. Oh, no. The brand new episode of DMTombstone Live for you guys. Sorry, guys, I'm starting to confuse me. So, you guys know when I do DMTombstone Live, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens, to try to keep it family friendly as possible. And as you know, we got audio, so that's good news for me. So, yeah. And again, guys, if you are enjoying my live streams, make sure to hit the like button because I'll be keeping track of it right up there. I see it, and you guys don't. And again, if you are new to my if you're new to my channel, what I'm all about, especially with the bad boys right behind me, go that way. A little more, and stop. Yep, all those right there behind me. Check out my main channel, what it's all about. Most recent videos I posted 2 days ago, and last night and the night before with the SummerSlam video. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. But yeah, I'm trying to get to the next goal of 1,000, but right now I'm in the process of 900 subscriber belt giveaway. Right now, we got 6 entries in right now. One of them being my good old buddy Pez, which we've seen here literally just yesterday for a thing we called the Battle of the Belts tournament, where we already had like 114 to 112 entries, and we would cut that down in half, down to like 56 to 50. Yeah, it was about 57 to 56. But hopefully, we'll be ready to do part 2 of this tournament. So the ones that go against each other again and see which one gets eliminated. I mean,
this is the safety feature that goes on top of it. And you installed it, put it out, and this is a sign that there's warning. There's something here. Step. Mr. Robinson, do you remember when he installed it and these things were present? Yes, Your Honor, I do. And so, were these things present the day he fell in the hole? No, Your Honor, they were not. Why not? They weren't present because a crew member of the lawn mowing company that he referred me to ran over that same top. So on the day of this fall,
yeah.
those things, that cover and the flag, in there, they weren't there. It happened the day before the incident. Yeah. Well, why not replace it? Well, I had to put the sign down because I didn't have the actual top, like the cover to install. Did the sign keep people off the grass? Your Honor, it actually did. Had you seen that sign, would you have used the sidewalk? I don't think I would have, because it's not a warning sign. It's more of that sign looked like trying to grow my grass. Please don't kill it. It doesn't say you're about to change your whole life because of that. He's got a point. You're not buying that, though, are you, Your Honor? He's got a point. Now, does it matter if the grass needs cut, or we got to lay fertilizer, or if people like to have picnics out there? We don't want people walking on picnics. It doesn't matter. We just need the people to know the message on the sign and to not walk the grass. I think I've heard enough. I'm ready to render my decision.
Well, and we'll be excited to see how tonight's Monday Night Raw is going to be. Bro, we have a new Intercontinental Champion. And some of the matches. I mean, obviously, Liv Morgan retaining her title. And see more of a build-up for what's going to come next. Obviously, we already got done with SummerSlam. And then Money in the Bank's in October. But there's also Survivor Series that's coming up.
You should know that. Plus, you got a big sign saying stay off the grass. The sidewalk is 12 to 20 feet away. He could have done that and solved your problem, and we wouldn't be here today. Yes, Your Honor. I mean, there's no way you forget a job that you do. I mean, that's common sense. But the law's beyond common sense. It's pretty technical. And the technical part of the law says that when you are a landowner or a building owner, you have a responsibility to maintain the property. That is, in its safe condition, you keep it safe. The problem I have here is that it was safe when Mr. Raymond put that cover on and put the sign up. But when you knew that your guys had hit it with the lawnmower, now it became a hazard that he wouldn't necessarily know about. I find, Mr. Raymond, that you have proven that Mr. Robinson was wrong in not at least telling you about this whole.
So we'll probably wait and see if Pez will be on here, so we continue on our tournament. But if you don't, obviously we can do it some other time. But at least I'll be doing these live streams for a little while, and by Friday, I think Thursday's going to probably be the last day I do the live stream because I'm trying to work on the 7th, which is Friday. Yeah, so I'll do all these as much as I can. At least we are. And I just got done playing some WB2K26. And now my character's around like 153-0 right now. So now 20 more matches and he'll tie up the record of another famous unbeatable character.
Next, just by using a diagram showing the location of the accident, plus photos depicting the hole without the drain cover. Now, it's so important to get pictures of the scene of an incident, as well as any condition or instrument that may have caused the injury. Testimony and exhibit really help you explain what happened with great detail to a jury.
All right. I'm going to play some GTA 3. Actually, no. I'm going to son of a. Oh, I just heard something. I'm going to listen to some WrestleMania right now. Just so, so I don't have to then watch some WrestleMania so I get caught up on the stuff about SummerSlam. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna probably do you guys here with the guys live stream. But I will be trying to do more playing GTA and all that stuff. And as well, excited to watch Monday Night Raw tonight on Netflix. A lot of other stuff.
What's going on, guys?
True.
Here.
I'm gonna turn the TV down.
We look at the wildest news rumors you need to know, including the went totally off script last night. Why?
Well, I know they probably. Yeah, I'm wondering that as well. That question: why did Brock wear elbow pads during his matchup with Obafemi? And yeah, I assume he did go off script. Because normally you wouldn't see him talking like that.
And March 4. Be sure to subscribe to that notification bell.
Yeah.
Was on a Facebook page. Now see the intro and get straight into our first story.
Yeah. Right, here's this.
Our first story looks at a WWE star unhappy with Obafemi. Our top story today looks at the fallout from Obafemi's win at SummerSlam. As one famous decided to shatter kayfabe in a major way. SummerSlam was main evented by Femi defeating Brock Lesnar and was very much presented that Femi is the next biggest star in the company. As Brock Lesnar put him over in a major way after the match. But this seemingly hasn't gone down well backstage with one name. As Bronson Reed is taken to X to tweet that they were scared of Brock being shoved down their throats. This is a direct reference to WWE Unreal Season 3. In the way that Triple H outright states that he's concerned about pushing Breaker into fans thinking he's being shoved down their throats. This, of course, could be a massive work. Getting wrestler using a kayfabe shattering show for a storyline, to say the very least.
Coming from a badass that hasn't been even wrestling since his injury. You get back to wrestling, or they may just release you.
Biggest strong point that the booking regularly to over family was featured in any capacity.
Now we can see all the family members probably take on Roman Reigns in the next pay-per-view. Who knows?
Emerged from WWE SummerSlam 2026 night. triply after defeating Brock Lesnar inside the Hell in a Cell. And the victory was particularly significant because if you didn't know, Lesnar had been previously undefeated in the match time. Their physical 12-minute encounter ended with Femi securing the win, further establishing.
It was 12 minutes. It felt like it was less than that. It felt like almost 7.
Between Brock Lesnar and received a special moment of the night championship of ESPN. So Femi is a kind of a champion. Obviously, this is just a throwaway award, but it seems cool nonetheless, right?
I mean, it's an ESPN belt.
Elbow pads. I
That's what I
noticed that when Brock Lesnar came out last night's SummerSlam, he was wearing something different. In fact, it was something that he hadn't worn since his first run. Elbow pads. This is something that has been part of his gear for a long time. And it seems that Brock made a homage to his first run in the company. Kind of a full circle moment, which was really cool. And the thing is that those didn't even look like his usual elbow pads that he used during his first run. I mean, did he borrow them from somebody else? Next up, Brock Lesnar went totally off script.
That's a bit weird, too.
The main talking point coming out of the show last night was speculation that Lesnar had gone completely off script. The promo came out of nowhere, and Femi didn't know where to stand or what to do in the situation. There's no proof of thanks to Femi being taken aback with Heyman's ringside handshake, because he clearly wasn't sure if he was supposed to be breaking kayfabe at that very moment. It was compared to when Lesnar endorsed Cody Rhodes way back in 2023. This was a completely scripted moment. According to the show, the public endorsement was.
You gotta remember that. It was when I went to SummerSlam, how Brock shook hands and hugged up Cody Rhodes in that match.
Perspective as well. The fact that Femi didn't see the promo coming made the segment feel more authentic, and this could be why Lesnar decided to keep things around. Next up, Lesnar done.
No.
Lesnar was supposed to have his final match last night at SummerSlam.
You ain't done yet.
That he's ready to for the day. The head of WWE creative Triple H has since addressed this on his book show, but according to the game, he doesn't know if Lesnar is retired. It was a bold statement for Lesnar to outright declare himself as the past, maybe as the future. I don't know, you saw Brock in whatever way he retired a few months ago and then came back to do this. But Brock to walk back to the ring to bring Oprah back in there with him, both verbally and physically, as this is the future of business, this is the today, this is the now, this is the future, and I'm the past. That's a pretty bold statement. Brock doesn't just say things. Not reading into it any more than that. The past is what he said. And there have been rumors that Lesnar could be retiring next year in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania 43. Yet SummerSlam acted as the perfect send-off for Lesnar. So we'll be interested to see how this plays out in the coming months. But you might also be asking, why did this match close out SummerSlam Night 1? Well, according to PW Insider, the belief among those spoken to is that Brock Lesnar pushed to close SummerSlam Night 1. Do you think this was the right move? Should the championship match have closed out instead? Next up, Liv Morgan shows off a nasty injury. Lesnar was to hold back in the ring.
That'd be a hard choice, because I don't think Lesnar's done yet. But if we know anything, they would probably want Gunther to retire Brock Lesnar. There was always that talk that if anyone's going to retire Brock Lesnar, it would be Gunther. You know, realistically, I think Gunther would have got his ass handed to him by Brock.
It's kind of the type of promo, but wrestler on the roster and Roman Reigns. He hosts SummerSlam show, stating that he isn't hiding on an island. He's open to all challenges. Trick Williams had moved that trick. Give him some too. CM Punk is here. I'm a target and I welcome every single archer who wants to shoot a bow and arrow. Bring it on. Not hiding on an island. Not hiding in a bubble. Not a pussy. Let's go. Punk will go one step further by stating that he could go towards to help with their ratings, saying, I did it and I paved the way. If you want to show me some respect, I'll beat it out of you. I don't care who wins the match tomorrow. See him Friday in Philly. Go to Raw and wrestle. Think the ratings boost. Let's go. Reigns has yet to respond directly to Punk. And if we only need the again this year, the two will be running it back. Next up, CM Punk unhappy with the SummerSlam placement. Naturally, we'll assume that CM Punk's outburst is linked to not inventing the show last night. Despite being heavily advertised for the main event slot versus Cody Rhodes, WWE would go ultimately with Oprah versus Brock Lesnar as the main event. Punk has since addressed this directly on the book show. Once again, he potentially took aim at Roman Reigns. Of course, I had feelings about that, but I'm not one of these guys who has it next that I have to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a main event. there is a match that goes to last. It ain't for me to decide. So all for that. I'm just gonna lace up my boots and beat somebody's ass. That's all I know. For our first before intermission, popcorn match, semi-main, main. See how this week's the food. Rhodes is yet to it's likely that Rhodes like like this next up and it's like everybody says something ridiculous that gets that fan riled up. No show last night. King was asked about comments made from taking Priest. Those who aren't aware, Priest criticized WWE for using the same names over and over in the top spot. The game is now responding to this by saying, if you're the guy that wants to take a spot, it's frustrating when there are guys above you that have that spot. We're in a period of time where there's a lot of top performers in top spots that over time have earned those spots and are selling tickets, are incredibly popular. You really have to do something. The narrative of it's my turn, chrono terms. That's how it works. You earn the spot. The game then outright states that top spots are linked to how over someone is on the active roster. If somebody's getting more over than somebody else, put that person into the spot and the other person down. It's not just crowd reaction. Are they going to be good in the spot? Are they going to hold up their end of their bargain or screw it up or make mistakes? Will regret giving it to them? All those things are factored in. The person in the right position and the head of great Northwire that he likes that talent are frustrated to make them work harder for their spot. One of the comments that relates to comment related to his philosophy. 99% of the time in this business, the person gets over and then gets pushed. That's how it's supposed to work. You got to do you, and then we follow it. Otherwise, most of the time, they won't choke on it. It's stuff where the fans believe it. If you want the spot, go take it. It's all there for everybody to take. Our fans have instantly pulled out Triple H for failing to push LA Knight Spanner. Knight remains one of the most popular names in the entire company, and received the biggest.
Yeah, he talks all that shit, but then he doesn't give it to LA Knight, how over he is. I just think Triple H hates the guy.
He gets big reactions. It's just being moved down the cup. This guy was in a six-man tag match, for heaven's sakes. Triple H would finish up these comments by stating that other names he's pushing are more over than Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Liv Morgan, Rio Sky. Only that he didn't mention Rhea Ripley. Unfortunately, a follow-up question related to LA was delivered. However, I'd be interested to see how the game explained the lack of push by LA Knight. Next up, wrestlers hate Brian Garcia. The WWE's call to include Brian Garcia on board continues to lead to problems for the company. Not only did it lead to one of the worst segments of all time, it also platformed a man that has said inexcusable things. The comments he's made over the years have made him a unlikable human being. It's happened reported by Fightful Select, but there were a number of wrestlers backstage at WWE that want nothing whatsoever to do with him. There are a number of wrestlers in nothing to do see on WWE. This is completely understandable. It's a surprise that the names of the segment didn't have an issue with working with him. Also, a possibility that some names didn't have a clue who he was. They found out after the segment on what type of person he is. WWE really has to deliver some background checks on celebrities. It would take less than 30 seconds to find these minorities. Come to the realization that it's probably not in their best interest to give this man a platform in any capacity. Finally, Nick Aldis back as GM. Our final story today looks at the future of Nick Aldis as SmackDown GM. Aldis was incredible last night. Some fans even stated that he stole the show. This man came back after 3 years of not wrestling. Now it's been confirmed Aldis will be staying on as SmackDown GM. This was confirmed by Triple H. Aldis is back in the role, effective immediately. Fans were stunned that WWE licensed a classic Oasis song for Aldis' theme, and it turns out that according to Triple H on the post-show, this was something that he directly worked on to get approved. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about music, and I was like, give me a fantasy. What's the biggest fantasy? I said, what about Oasis? Maybe, let's see. Meanwhile, let's work on something else. We called a few days ago to tell them that Oasis was in. That's extremely rare for WWE to pay for any kind of licensed music. Can't rule out WWE dubbing over the track in subsequent replays for the PLE. Let's just hope they don't do something dirty like they did with Dusty Rhodes at the SummerSlam pay-per-view 1990, where they dubbed over his track with the Sailor Centuries. That's a UK game show that doesn't exist anymore. But there you have it, folks. There's new stories and
I already knew that. But now here we go. Another. There's no. That's a Lamia video just to keep track of. So I'll have to watch it later today. I'll just watch it and then.
versus that.
I was want to say, is that wrestling fan talk show or something?
Nothing the rest of the day out. Promote with championship goals still up for grabs. Rivalries to their breaking point with several blockbuster clashes still done. All eyes are now on night two. But did WWE deliver and end SummerSlam on a high note? Join us now as we recap the show and provide you with the good, the bad, the downright ugly on SummerSlam night two. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on our new Facebook page. But now let's get straight into the recap. As the first match of the card was the number one contenders match for Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. SummerSlam Night 2 may have opened up the best way ever, as what was expected to be a straightforward number one contenders match transformed into a blockbuster fatal four-way before the opening bell. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis first announced that Doctor is a surprise addition to the match. Maybe Sami is right. Maybe there is a conspiracy going on. These guys were trading blows the night before, and all of a sudden he's in the match. But the surprise didn't end there. 12 months later, the Minneapolis crowd erupted when Kevin Owens made his long-awaited return after spending 17 months on the sideline recovering from neck injury. This was unbelievable to witness. He was wasting no time making Nick flattening opponents with a pair of cannonballs or sharing an emotional embrace with Sami Zayn. But the reunion quickly fell apart as the longtime friends began exchanging punches and then brought the crowd to its by launching himself off the top rope with a spectacular swan-dive on all three opponents of ringside. Seriously, this man was away for 17 months due to having a bad neck, and then he's doing shit like this like he's prime Jeff Hardy, an absolute beast. As the match entered its closing stages, Ben Balor looked destined to win, connecting the coup de grace Gunther only for the ring general to break up the pin at the last possible second, but the finish belonged to Owens. After dropping both Gunther and Balor with stunners, blasted Sami Zayn with a super kick, planting him with one more stunner to score the three-count, become the number one contender. He's now set to face CM Punk for the Undisputed Championship. But upon in return, next up is United States Champion Rick Williams takes on
Guys, welcome back to our live stream, my good old friend.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, how are you?
Ooh, I had got back, had a pump gas for my mother-in-law.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, if you weren't here for the last live stream yesterday, Pez and I did something called the Battle of the Belts tournament, and we just ended the first round by eliminating half of our total count of 114, 112,
Something like
Nope.
that. Definitely well over 100.
and now we dropped it down to 50. And I was just saying, I did the aftermath video for night 2 last night of SummerSlam, and man, SummerSlam night 2 was a lot better than night 1. I tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, the return of Kevin Owens, but the only thing is, for him to return and then automatically get a number one contender spot for the WWE Championship, maybe a little bit too much, especially the fact that he's been out for 17, 18 months.
But I also got to look at it this way, though. I mean, yeah, he's got the number one contender spot, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna win. But it could start a good storyline with somebody. You know what I mean? That's the way
Well,
I'm
I feel
looking
like
at
it's
it.
gonna be. Well, the way I see it, they're probably gonna build more of a story plot between him and Sammy, like how Sammy's always telling him every single time I get an opportunity close to the title, here you come and pull it away from me, like that type of feel.
I hope it's with somebody else personally. I mean, how many
Because we
times have
already
we
seen
seen
him and
Kevin Owens and Sammy? You know.
yeah, one too many times. And the last time, it was the reason why Kevin Owens was taken out for a while. In fact, his last match before he was out for that amount of time was that unsanctioned match against Sami Zayn. And the thing I didn't notice about last night as well, when Danhausen versus Dirty Dom, one of those mini Housens was actually a famous, don't get me wrong about this, I say like a little person, or most people say it's a midget. It was a midget comedian called Brad Williams. If you heard about him, he was one of the mini Housens.
I did not hear that one. I thought you were
No,
going to say
but
El
you know,
Cerrito.
But I was saying that, and it was on Facebook, Brad Williams' Facebook page. He mentioned that he was at SummerSlam last night as one of the mini houses. And I'm like,
I
that
was
guy
not
is a
aware.
funny. As I
Oh,
was saying, but yeah,
Brad Williams is funny as hell.
yeah, he is funny, and it's funny because the fact is that he basically is just a comedian who happens to be a little person, and how it's funny how he can make jokes about himself, like how everyone in his family is a normal size, and he's just a little person, and how his dad taught him to be tough, and yet known about his punishments. Like his dad was always like crafty with his punishments instead of the simple belt and all that stuff. No, he toyed with him, playing around with his height. If he uh, if he did something wrong, he'd pick him up, lay him on the counter, and walk away. I'm like, I'm like, and it's like for a little person, I mean, for a normal person, that ain't no problem. But for a little guy like me, that's like 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
like,
seen a bunch of his stand up routines. Like I said, he's hysterical.
yeah, and and it's funny, like how people say the word like that. Like I said, like how we say the word midget. Even though, again, guys, for any little people that are watching, I do apologize. I don't mean to make it sound like it's a bad thing, but like they say that word is like a racial slur to them. It's like how you heard how people say the word midget is equivalent to the N word, and then how he says that to people, he's like midget, please. I'm like, I laugh out loud because I'm like, you guys are going against him for saying the word midget, even though he is a midget. It's like going against it's like the African community, African American community going after Eddie Murphy hard or Kate Williams and them just because they drop the N word in every single thing they do in the stand up. I'm like, it makes no sense.
Well,
But
if
then
that
again,
was
I
the
can see,
case, you'd have to ban most of rap at that point.
yeah. But at that point, I'd be saying like, okay, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I like how most of the little people had it up to here with their stuff. But I'm like, okay, I get it. But then again, you can't say the word. You're saying you can't say that the word midget is equivalent to another racial slur that's been around for hundreds of years. And like then, I'm pretty sure no one has said midget from the beginning when there were midgets. That's just my way of saying. It. And it, Wizard of Oz, 1939. You know what they called them? The Munchkins,
What?
singing midgets. I ain't bullshitting. You can look up at the end of the Wizard of Oz, Munchkins, played by the singing midgets. So if it was no problem back then, especially when they were groping up against Judy Garland, because I heard about those rumors about her. She was only 16 when that happened, and yet these Munchkins are like maybe what full grown adults, and some of them were groping up on Judy Garland, which is kind of messed up. And it's like,
Well,
oh, now you
if I'm
got
not mistaken though, when it comes to the Wizard of Oz, um, the original story, you see how Judy Garland was 16 in the original story though in the book. If I'm not mistaken, Dorothy was only like 8 years old in the book.
well, obviously there was still like a certain thing back in the day. But then again, hey, I mean, they almost had Shirley Temple play Dorothy, but I guess they rejected the idea because she was what 6 at the time, or I don't know how old
I'm
Shirley
not
Temple was.
sure.
I think she was 8, but yeah, I'm saying it's still kind of messed up. But at least she was like, they made her like a teenager from the movie, but yet then again, when you think about it, yeah, it would have probably been more messed up if it was a child playing Dorothy Gale and hearing about all the stuff that happened with Judy Garland when she was in The Wizard of Oz. Because I heard they said there was a lot of crazy shit that happened in that movie. Like Margaret Hamilton, the one who played the Wicked Witch, suffered like some weird skin rash because of the green makeup, but also suffered second-degree burns during the scene where she faded out and it burst into flames. Like that one scene, she's like, "Look at you, my pretty," and when she leaves, she was supposed to go through a trap door. You can see a bit of it when in the smoke, but then when it burst out into flames, she got caught a little bit in that flames and it burned most of her face.
Mm.
And the original actor who played the Tin Man, couldn't play it, they had to get a replacement because he had to go into iron lung thanks to the aluminum powder they tried to do for the Tin Man.
Yeah, that was Buddy Epson, who was originally scheduled to play the Tin Man.
Yeah,
You
but
might know
then,
him, or people might know him more as Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies.
well, that's the thing. I wasn't growing up with that, but then I heard about like how Jack Haley came in and they came out with a new idea. They use aluminum paste. But either way, I'm thinking now you decide to be like, oh, let's give aluminum powder a try first to put this actor in the iron lung. But then he recovered. But then there's like, it's too late. We already got Jack Haley, and we're not going to redo all these scenes. Okay. And I think one of the actors I think the actor who played the wizard died like 3 months after the movie was filmed in a car accident. That's why they're saying there was a lot of weird things that happened with that movie, like how it was cursed and all that. In fact, I think it was like what, over a decade ago or so, that the last known surviving actor from the movie, passed away, and it turned out it was a Munchkin. I'm thinking, wow, I never thought to at least think that little people would live so long. Because I don't know if
Well,
they have like a life. They don't ever explain the lifespan of how long a little person can live.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with this one. Are you familiar with the group Pink Floyd?
Yeah, I heard about them.
All right. Did you know they put an album out in 1973 called Dark Side of the Moon? And that whole album is pretty much the Wizard of Oz. If you start the Wizard of Oz, somebody's already done it. They put it together. It's called Dark Side of the Rainbow, and it's a film. You can probably find it on YouTube. Dark Side of the Rainbow. It's their music set to the Wizard of Oz, and there's lots of stuff that they point out that's happening within the songs that are also happening in the movie at the same time.
Oh, so basically the whole song is just the story of the
No,
Wizard
the
of
whole
Oz.
album. It's the whole album.
Oh, so it's like Dark Side of the Rainbow, which is kind of like Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Right. That's what that they named it. Like I said,
Yeah,
somebody made the film of the music and
yeah.
to the Wizard of Oz film, and it's called Dark Side of the Rainbow. There's like they point out like hundreds of similarities from the music going on.
Yeah, well, then again, there's always those theories, like how people say that the Toy Story movies were kind of relatable to the Walking Dead series, even though Walking Dead came out after Toy Story. So technically, I wouldn't say Walking Dead story than Toy Story was based on the Walking Dead. Because if you think about the plots, the hero is a sheriff who leads a group of people while following with traveling courses, or then has a partner who's a high authority of the officer of the law. He kid he loves more than anything. His kid starts to find favor of his new partner. Stay away from the kid, and they fight under a truck and all that stuff, and like and all this references to the show. But it's like, wait a minute. Now that I think of it, Toy Story came out in the '90s. Walking Dead didn't come out till around 2000s, so it means Walking Dead just copied Toy Story but add zombies to the mix.
Well, I know the TV show came out in 2010, but I'm not sure what year the
Yeah,
comic book series came out though. I'm not sure if that
I
was.
think it came out like around 2005 or so, like 2006. Still in the 2000s, but Toy Story still came out first. But my mom loves the show anyway. She loves Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but she loves Norman Reedus the most. But I was like thinking, wow, I only remember Norman Reedus from like watching Blade 2 in that scene where he plays a guy named Scud. And I'm like, this guy would grow up to be this guy would go years later to become probably the most number one hit for all females and not yet Walking Dead fans out there as a
Oh
guy,
yeah.
as some unwashed hillbilly with a crossbow.
If you've never seen a movie called The Boondock Saints, there's two
No,
of
I
them,
have
part
not.
one and part two. That's one of the
I
stars
think I
Norman
heard
Reedus.
about him.
Here, check this
That's the
out.
thing. I know he's played in a lot of other movies, but
See
I
that
know he
picture?
when he was doing
That's
yeah.
that's me with Norman Reedus.
Oh, that's cool, man. Well, I was gonna say because I met a couple. Like I said, I met a lot of people. Let's say like I got my mom for her like I think for a Christmas gift a signed Lucille Bat by Jeffrey D. Morgan himself. I got her a couple things signed by Norman Reedus and all that. Like I give her nice things about that. But anyway, I said when he and as well last night they paid tribute to the Shield, like having like that little mask. I think it's supposed to represent Dean Ambrose or now John Moxley on AEW, and finished. And they claim it's the final chapter of the Shield. No, I don't think so. I mean, as long as we know if John Moxley ever leaves AEW and comes back to WWE, I'm pretty sure that they can bring the Shield back. I don't think there's a chance. Like they say never in WWE.
No,
And we've
I
seen the
agree. If that's a big word sometimes. If Moxley were to ever come back, they would have to do some kind of Shield
reunion.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, because when they brought back Moriarty for the Rockers, they made him team up with Shawn Michaels, even though it was for a short period of time. They brought him back to do a Rockers reunion. So I'm saying it is possible, but then again, it only works for a certain thing. Say like if suppose one of them died, kind of like Hawk and Animal. After Hawk passed away, it didn't feel the same when Animal teamed up with Heidenreich. Hey, we got I Am Dex TV. Hey, I Am Dex TV. Yo, welcome to the live stream. Got my buddy Pez here. We're talking about SummerSlam last night. And as well, the thoughts of Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental Champion, I'd say he finally deserved it. He's in his home.
I agree.
He's in his home state, in his hometown. He definitely deserved to win that Intercontinental Champion. It was been a long time. But the funny thing is, they claim that's his first singles title, even though specifically it's not. Because if he was El Grande Americano, he won the Speed title. But obviously he was out on an injury, so they replaced him with another El Grande Americano. So technically, yes and no.
Well, I mean, if you're
Yes.
going specifically under Chad Gable, this would be his first title,
Well, yeah, if he was going as Chad Gable.
right? I
Yes.
think that's what they're probably pointing out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But then again, like some people be like, well, wait a minute, wasn't he El Grande Americano and he was the Speed champion before he gave it to the other El Grande Americano, who is Ludwig Kaiser, by the way. I'm pretty sure everyone should know that because they keep talking about it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm thinking, man, I mean, he's glad to do that. And another thing, Baron Corbin, the new United States champion. My thoughts,
I don't agree with that
oh,
one.
I probably don't agree because it was too soon. It's like Kevin Owens when he came back and finally gets the number one contender spot. I feel like they should have gave it to Finn Balor mostly. But my thoughts is this: he just came back after being kicked from WWE, and then he just gets U.S. title.
I'd look at
I
it
would
this
say at
way.
least wait till the next pay per view.
I'd look at it this way. You WWE spent that time building up Trick Williams to now have him lose the U.S. title to Baron Corbin, who just got back. It's like all that time you invested in Trick Williams is down the shitter.
Well, that or they're building him, or they say, if we're gonna build you up to be into world championship material, we gotta get you out of mid card, so they gotta make him drop that title. That's another thing they'll do as well, because I don't think you want him to keep the U.S. belt and go for a world title, because already we've seen what happened before when someone held a mid card belt and a world title at the same time. It didn't last so long.
Well, I
So
remember
I'm
when
thinking,
Seth Rollins was WWE champ and United States champ.
yeah. And how long did that title reign last? In fact, he lost the U.S. title on the first defense. And almost, I'd say, if it wasn't for Sting getting injured, he would have lost the WWE title because I think Sting was going to win that championship, but he suffered an injury that they made to make them change it, and that's when he retired. So literally, Sting's last match in WWE was with Seth Rollins, and it turned out it should have been the match he should have been champion from, as far as I heard.
Oh, what about Chelsea Green?
Now,
I didn't mind. I enjoy Chelsea.
I
She's
say, yeah, I
entertaining.
do enjoy Chelsea. And the second option would have been Tiffany, but then again, she was already a women's champion. She's already killing it as the
Right.
women's U.S. champion. She'd be fine with that. And two, her and Chelsea are close friends, so I'm pretty sure she's acting like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you to be champion." But I feel like she's going to grow up to where they're going to go more against each other than working together by then, because she may have some type of jealous vibe. Like, I just known you, and yet you used me to get yourself to become the interim WWE champion. Because I can see that as a story plot. That should be a good story plot. Hopefully, WWE goes down that route. If they've done it many times before, it's a perfect plan that works every single time. If they don't do that, they're dumb.
Well, WWE's been done a lot of times in the past.
Well, yeah. I mean, they
It won't be the
up on
first
the
time,
whole
won't be the
Undertaker.
last time.
Well, yeah, like they gave up Undertaker and Sting. Like that should have happened. If they ever had the opportunity to go into the ring at least one last time, I wouldn't mind seeing Undertaker and Sting. But I think we're here for the biggest moment of all, guys. I think it's time we start round number 2 in our Battle of the Belts tournament. And you guys know, when we started this tournament, we eliminated a few options already before we even drew the numbers. I mean, the belts from the hat. Obviously, anything that resembles the big gold would be out. Anything that resembles a winged eagle, out. Anything that represents a big eagle, out. Even those belts themselves are out. So basically, there would be no Vegas big gold or any variations of big golds, like Crumb Run to the WWE World Heavyweight, except the only one exception, the current WWE World Heavyweight, since technically that does not consider as a big gold. Because it looks completely different from the original big gold.
All right,
And
so ready for the first one out of the hat for a second round?
Yep, here we go, guys. Round 2. We have around 50 certain selections, and now we're going to try to cut those down in half.
All right, mix them up in there. All right. As again, Holly's here is going to help out.
Yeah, hi, Holly. And we probably got Dex here to help us judge, too. So if anyone that's watching, please make sure that you be also voting in to see which one it is. Because we don't want to involve with ties, because with tiebreakers, it's hard to do if we require between my opinion and Pez's opinion. We always need someone else for a tiebreaker. If not yet, we may have to go to the flip a coin idea. But we haven't done that yet so far. And as well, remember, these are all opinionated. So it's our opinion. We agree on what belt is better, but then yours may be different.
Exactly.
Anyway, here we go.
Just an opinion. So we have the ECW tag 1999,
Okay.
and that's going up against the WWF Junior Heavyweight title.
Okay. Well, pull the belts off the wall. It already was a pain in the ass to get them off the wall the first time, or put them back on the wall the first time, but we'll have a full looking right here on this belt. Now, and as well, guys, if you didn't see from our last video, already all of my ECW belts are on the wall, have entered in, and have surpassed the first round. Now, you see that junior heavyweight title of the WWF, that compared to ECW 99. Now, we all agreed the fact that the ECW 99 design is one of a kind. There is no other tag team title belt or any belt out there with the design like this that just reeks of extreme. Seal on it. It does look regal, and it does look, I'd say, honorable. Like, it looks like something you definitely want to fight for as a champion. You can see all the texturing in that. It does look beautiful. I say this one is hard, because for me, I do like the concept of it looking extreme on this belt, because the purple does stand out on this belt. And versus that junior heavyweight, it's got to be a hard choice for me. Like, this one, I'm almost feel really close split down the middle for. Like, I wouldn't mind favoring the tag 99 of ECW. That heavyweight does look flashy, and it does look like a beautiful belt to hold around the waist.
And
But for
again,
me,
just so
I'm a guy
everybody
that like,
knows, we're doing this strictly on looks, not prestige or who held the belt or anything like that. This is strictly
yeah, like
looks.
it's not about history. It's not about the prestigious of the belt or anything. Design itself. That's why we come to your guys' idea thinking which belt is probably, we're not saying which belt is better. They're both great in their own ways. Just that which one looks better and which one most likely you want to wear before the other. And far as I'm concerned, when I look about it, I almost want to favor the junior heavyweight title, just slightly though. Like I say, it's like a 49.9999% on the ECW tag, as the other one's like a 50, like 1.1111 on the junior heavyweight. That's what I'm saying. It's really like a hair in the two. And I think I'm going to probably say the junior heavyweight may have just beaten an ECW tag.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm definitely going to agree with you on that one. I like
That's
the
what I said. So I'm
ECW
going to
belt,
agree that
but
the
I just happen to like. But then again, that's my own
that
personal thing
junior,
with at least some of the
yeah.
older belts. I tend to favor not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, so I'm saying some older belts do look much cooler and look more prestigious of designs. Remember, this is just for, and the ECW belts were designed to show off hardcore, extreme, something that most wrestling fans that are growing up are not used to. And that's what ECW, that's the reason why most of these ECW belts were probably blow up the old school belts that you were growing up with out the water from design because they just look cool. But then again, when you look at something that has a better design, that looks legal and looks like something you want to keep into your collection, like that junior heavyweight, and not only the fact, remember, because we're not talking about history, but yet you
Right.
are have a thing when it comes to history. That thing does look beautiful, even when people don't even know what the hell it is. It's like, oh, this is a piece of history, and yet this is a junior heavyweight belt, something that WWE used to have, but they don't have no more. And you don't, I'm pretty sure you're not even going to get it on a WWE shop anytime soon, which I think they should, though. Like, I agree.
They
WWE,
lose out on money that way. I always said they could put, since they own the rights to all their old belts from WWF to, I mean, they could cover up the WWF, put something else there, probably the WWE logo for right now. But all the money,
or even
you
just
know,
say WWE.
you're going to have belt
Yeah,
collectors that want these old belts, even if they're not familiar with them, just because it's a part of the
yeah,
history.
yeah. I mean, just say Triple H is all the old school belts, like the real ring used ones. And I don't think any of them they have the word Federation or the F and WWE logos taped off. Those are left exposed because the fact is he's not like that. He's a guy who likes to keep piece of history. But the only time they'll cover them up is when they're video them on post them on YouTube and that to express like about the history of the WWE. When it's about the history of the WWE, then they have to cover up the F's because they're afraid the World Wildlife Fund is going to come out. But it's like, yeah, World Wildlife Fund, that's WWF. But why they can't do WWWF? That's an extra don't give a F about.
Exactly. That's what they originally were. That's how they started out.
Yeah, Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Okay.
It's
World Wildlife Fund. That's two W's versus three W's.
right.
And as I'm saying, like, I'm surprised if they don't try that lawsuit. But I'm thinking they definitely could get more money getting those belts out to people. They surprised the fact they brought out a Crumb Rhyme title. And I'm like, we've
Well,
been
I'm
waiting
going to put
for those type things.
this is going to go in the next round hat.
Yeah. All right. So the first winner of round one, the junior heavyweight, guys.
And I'm going to put this with the other ones from yesterday.
And it's funny. Wow, all the ECW belts have advanced to the first round, and already one that couldn't make it past round number one was the tag.
All right, give that one here, Holly. And it's going to go up against what you pull out. Oh, these are both yours, DM.
Right?
NXT Championship.
Ah,
going against
okay.
the current WWE World Championship.
Oh, wow. Now that one, I think it's kind of night and day when you compared those two. I mean, the NXT title, definitely its design one of a kind. Nothing compared to any belts of today of WWE. Obviously, when they replaced that big X belt, and of course, the shape and design is the current belt they use today, but just a different design on the plates. But when it's compared to this, the world, oh, I'm gonna probably turn the camera to the world heavyweight title. And again, guys, we claim we said no big golds, but yet this thing has a concept where it has nothing to do with the original big gold belt. I say we allow it. And
Yeah,
so
like I
far, I
say,
say it's
it's got the big logo in the center, whereas the original Big Gold didn't. I mean, could there be a
yeah,
where maybe it was inspiration from the Big Gold?
yeah,
Sure, but I just don't consider it a Big Gold.
yeah. It
Just
has
me.
so much of the changes of a big. I mean, so much changes within itself that and yet they claim it has no lineage to the original. The fact that we don't claim it, these like that is off limits. But this one, I say, it's not even equivalent to the gray area. We'll allow it and accept it because it has more of an inspiration, but not like a copy and paste idea concept to it, is what we're saying. It's not like they took ideas of a big gold and made their own way of it. It's not like they copied the big gold and made it into a whole new thing.
Well,
Yes,
quite
it's got three.
honestly, like this one is probably what I would consider a squash match. I Big Gold all day, every day over the NXT title.
I mean, yeah. I mean, which belt most likely people will wear more? I mean, yeah, we were always talking about a belt that had just the big the company logo on it, but this WWE logo compared to you basically wearing a big X on your around your waist, that X did look okay and cool for the time being, even with its pattern designs. But I mean, look at that plate. Look at those lions and eagle on the top with the crown. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think this is straight up like a Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam 2014. It was a straight up whitewash. Maybe NXT had like a minute of defense, but then just got squashed. So I gotta agree with you. I think we're going with the current world heavyweight title.
And in the winner's hat it goes.
So now I'm wondering. I'm gonna say right now. Does anyone think that the current world heavyweight title, even though we claim it not as a big gold, may survive all the way to the end? We may never know.
All depends the luck of the draw. What's Holly going to pull out this time?
And remember, guys, it's all by opinion. So even if our opinions differ, remember, it's all about how these belts are going to go in the end.
Our opinions aren't right. They're not wrong. It's just how we see
Yeah.
things. You might see them
Yeah.
completely different.
And remember, guys, this is all for fun, too. Never. This is two opinions from two well-known big belt collectors here that may differ from each other, but in the end, when we could come to an agreement with it, and sometimes I agree with some of the belts he has, maybe better looking than the ones I have, or vice versa. But remember, it's all done by opinion, and it's all done out of luck.
Here we go.
And
Next
just for
one.
fun.
NXT North American title
All right.
against the Southwest Tag Team belt.
Oh, one of your belts.
Yeah.
Well, start off. I'm surprised how this North American title didn't make it through because the fact is, it was a one of a kind belt. I mean, other than the fact of it's like maroon, brownish, reddish color, it does have a concept and design that's a lot different from belts of other companies. I mean, yes, it's a globe, but yet it's just the North American continent, so it's not like an intercontinental title. And it brought back concept of the belts from the early years, so it is this great design.
compared to that the Southwest tag team belt, where it has the Longhorn Bull on it with a bit of the colors of red and black. It is something special. Now this one, it's kind of hard to compare or say of design. One where it has the Longhorn on it, obviously reference of Texas. But this one where it has the nice silvery North American continent on it, on the over, it looks like a black globe, and just only 3 plates with grommets on it, and for it to be on a big strap, it does look somewhat. I say it does look beautiful. On those Texas tags, it can almost look like a concept of any tag team belt that eventually may get hidden amongst other better belts. But its color concept does stick out. But my honest opinion, for a belt that may stick out more, is one that's probably a little bit bigger and have a different color of a strap. The color of the strap does help the North American stick out more. So I'd say of a better. I mean, you may not disagree. You may agree or disagree, but I think I may slightly go to the North American just because the fact of its design being something that we never thought could be done. Most all belts have globes on them, but this one, it's mostly like the same. It is nothing but a globe.
Oh no, I agree. I actually like the NXT North American title. I'm not one for most of the NXT belts, but the North American title I actually like. I really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that, and put
All
the
right.
North American title into the winner's hat.
All right. So now only one. That means only the one NXT belt surviving. The NXT World Title is out, but the North American title survives.
All right, Holly.
And it's fun. I think there was one belt I think you forgot to add to that list that we didn't. I just remembered.
What's that?
It's funny. I think you kind of forgot about my purple cruiserweight belt. I mean, unless
No,
you don't
I
want
mentioned that. I mentioned that. That was in yesterday. Remember, I even said the 205 live.
Oh, I
said
didn't hear 205 live.
No, I've written it down. I've got it in the other pile.
I don't know what the belt it faced because I don't remember it.
I mean,
And what was that
like I
other
said,
belt
I read it off.
and up against? Because there was the WCW cruiserweight, the Ruthless Aggression cruiserweight. I didn't hear the 205 one.
The big response.
Well, maybe the wrong belt was shown. That's possible, but I know I have it written down. I can go through the paper and show you.
I said no. I think the first belt we did with the cruiserweight was the WCW cruiserweight. Then there was also the Ruthless Aggression cruiserweight. I didn't hear no 205 live belt because I remember just before we did any of those, I had to leave when we were doing that with the Intercontinental, and we did eliminate some belt ideas because you said they looked closely to the Winged Eagle or Big Gold that we took them out. I think the 205 belt we might have mistakenly thrown out without even noticing because we were talking about it. I was wondering why the belt, like the numbers of belt stuff, was odd or even because I think we might have forgot one and left it out and may have given it a buy. I think we might have given the 205 belt a buy.
Well, I know it's in this pile. I'll have to go through it, but I know I remember writing it down like that. That's how I remember.
Yeah, I think you might have mistaken
your
the
original
wrong
description.
I think you might have mistakenly. Yeah. I think you might have mistakenly threw out the 205 belt by mistake because I'm saying like there was one cruiserweight belt I think that didn't survive. But yeah, that's the one thing. I was like, because I remember
Well, think of it this way. There were a couple belts that I didn't list on my end either. Just so you're aware. Like
Yeah.
I never
Theme music.
and I
Well,
never put the AEW
custom. Yeah,
spinner.
let's say because they're like custom signature series belts. Technically,
Right. I didn't put them on.
yeah. Because then again, they're kind of they resemble basically like copies of the other belts we have. That's like another one. Like we said, I also think you didn't count the network logo belt because it was kind of closely go with the universals and all that. That's why I said I think we merged those into one. But if I say
Well,
that's the case, we made a mistake.
it's
But also
possible,
there was
but
one
for
belt. By saying you also yesterday you did discard one belt and you said for your personal reasons, which I don't know what belt it was, but I assume there's a reason why you had that belt
there
kicked out from
is.
the
I'll tell you about it. Went off of the video. I'll tell you about it.
yeah. Because I say because there's some like we said, we only agreed that we only kick out some belts because they resemble belts that most likely would obviously win or had references of the big golden net. But I think the 205 live belt was the one that accidentally got that it was kicked out by mistake, or we just say we'll give it a buy. Let's say this: we'll keep the 205 live belt on the side for right now, because as far as I don't think we kicked it out deliberately
Yeah.
from the contest.
Once this
So
is
we'll leave it
over,
on
like
the
I said,
side.
I'll go through all the
Yeah,
papers once this is over, and just to double
yeah,
check and make sure.
yeah. As I
For
was
right
saying, because I could
now,
also. So I
I
said
got
we'll keep
the
the 205. Yeah, we'll keep the 205 belt on the side in case we got an odd number of belts. We don't want to give any belts a buy. We'll add that one in to face the other one. So we'll say it's as a surprise contender for any odd out belts.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I got the ECW championship, my belt.
Oh, your ECW title. Oh,
Yes,
imagine it's ECW versus ECW.
against the world TV title, the red strap.
Oh, so both your belts. Wow.
Yep.
So NW. So
So
is that the NWA TV title?
yeah, we'll go to the ECW one first.
Yeah, this is around. That was the belt design when it was known as Eastern Championship Wrestling before it
Yep.
went to Extreme, and then we had two. Then we had another version that was between that one and my '99 one. That obviously was one held by Terry Funk and now going up against that beautiful belt, the TV title. Wow, this is a hard decision because I tell you the truth, I do love that TV title, but not by saying like that ECW championship does look like a beautiful belt as well. And if I'm gonna go with the majority of people that I know that probably like equivalent to your fandom, they most likely would pick the NWA TV championship.
Well, that's the belt I'm picking. I think that belt, again, strictly going on looks, is much better
Yeah.
looking than the ECW title.
Because I agree, because that one has an eagle, it has the banners, it looks basically equivalent to all. Because it's one of many belts that have a copy and paste form to it because it just looks beautiful. The ECW title looked like it was just pasted together with like what was it the Pennsylvania state shape
Yes,
on
it's
it with the word ECW on it.
yeah, Pennsylvania. That's got the Jersey state and parts of Delaware on
Yeah, as
the.
I was saying, it has like that central state thing there on there, and it has the words ECW on it. I mean, it looks like a copy and paste thing that most people would put on like on a default belt, like a belt you would make off a WWE on a WWE video game.
Mhm.
So I think for a best looking belt, I'm probably going to put my edge and agree with you, put it on the NWA TV title, just because it's a classic and it just still looks pretty damn beautiful.
Absolutely.
Because I say it's still a belt they use in NWA today. I mean, I don't know if it's on a black strap or they put it back on a red strap, but it's still a belt they use in the NWA today.
Well, that NWA belt is in the winner's hat, and we got our next two. Let's see what we got here. ECW Big Silver.
Oh, and the ECWs are coming right out of the way so fast.
And that's going up against the WCW Cruiserweight.
Oh no! So obviously the big silver here. I mean, it does look cool with the Phoenix and these patterns that looks like razor blades and that coming out of the side plates, a flaming globe with the WWE logo, ECW. You know, so technically, it's not like an ECW belt. It's like WWE's toned down version of ECW. Now, going up against a great like belt like this this WCW Cruiserweight, how we mentioned that the side plates are almost about the exact same size as the main plate.
Yeah.
Like I guess some of the mid card belts or the smaller belts at the time of WCW, it was just a concept when they had 3 plates that the side plates are about the exact same size as the main plate for some reason. And don't get me wrong, the nice pattern, the pillars, the globe, all this, a great design. It looks beautiful. For as much as compared to this thing with the Phoenix on it and the silver, I say it's going to be a close call. But I would say anything, I think I may want to go with Big Silver just because the fact is the design and pattern on it, it does make it flash like all these lines and drawing designs and that Phoenix. It is.
Oh, no, I
It,
think that the Big Silver pops really nice.
as I say, it does pop. Where this one has that classic feel, but then when you look at this, it's like, wow, this looks like something for a badass biker would wear. And if someone that likes to wear, I mean, not no offense to probably bikers and that, but I'm telling you, this thing does pop when you see a Phoenix on it and flames. It does look like badass belt, and it looks like someone for someone that likes to be more extreme, more hardcore. And then for a belt like this, it's classic, it's traditional. And
But like I had
you
said,
know,
I was always a fan, like I said, of the older style belts. But in this case, I would favor the Big Silver.
yeah. So I agree with you, and I think the edge will go slightly to the big silver.
Yep. Big Silver goes into the winner's hat.
So wow, we already eliminated 2 ECW belts, and one has surpassed. As finally, one has surpassed.
I'm gonna pull the next ones out.
Right.
All right, first one and second. What do we got? WCW TV title, the small gold version,
All right.
and that's going up against the WWF European Championship.
Oh, now that one we both all agreed on when we talk about these belts. Like, first off, the WCW Small Gold, it does look beautiful. It looks one of a kind, but yet as a copy of a big, it's basically like a small gold with all the squiggle patterns and the globe on it. And I think this originally was supposed to be a cruiserweight title, but they made it as a world television title. I mean, it's still a good looking belt, still one of a kind, all those designs. But when you compare it to a European title, the flags still make this belt pop. The
Yep.
globe in the center with the red banner. And of course, if you talk about like this, the green strap does make it like a that sticks it out of a crowd too, with the big logo there, or if it's scratch or block logo. The plates, it's still a classic. And I gotta say, when it comes to between those two, I think the European title just has a slight edge of a better design. Even though,
Okay,
yes, they both got globe.
I love the design of the European
Yeah,
title.
it did. That's the thing why the European tile stuck around for so long. I think it almost survived to the time when it was going to get an update. Wait for it, but obviously the titles were starting to get nameplates on them. The European Championship, I say, gets this one.
Absolutely, this was one of the easier ones to do. European goes into the winner's hat.
Well, is it as easy as the big gold versus the NXT belt?
Well, no.
Because we said that one was like a whitewash.
Nope, that was a lot easier.
As I say, that one felt like a lot easier. But the European, because I say this one, I feel like between the European and World Television versus NXT and the World Heavyweight, like I said, the World Heavyweight and NXT was kind of like John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. This
Yeah.
one, I feel like it's almost closer to like a Brock Lesnar versus Roman, or if not yet, or Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker type of feel to it.
Ooh. These are both mine. We have the WWF tag belt, the Wild Samoans version, going against the
Okay.
WWF tag belt, second version.
Oh, basically, I think one that came before the other.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Like, so I think like the WWF Wild Samoa ones came right after the WWF version. So yeah, like that was basically like a trophy belt, and
yep.
that and the medallions and stuff like that add onto it. It does look flashy, looks nice. It looks like something that you would see on Hulk Hogan during the Rocky 3 movie.
And now that's going up against this one, though.
The one that looks almost like a Backlund belt. Wow. As much as I hate to say it, for the Wild Samoans, that is a classic looking belt. And it reminds me of the Pat Patterson Intercontinental title. But when you're going against something that looks like a Bob Backlund belt, I think that pattern designed the eagle on that belt make it look a lot better than the Samoan one. So I have anything, I think I may go with the WWF version 2 tag team.
Absolutely. I love both, but I think the second version was always better than the third version that came out.
All right, up. Give me 1 second.
Go right ahead.
Should have watched our tape. This article. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Get into the legal side. Robert, tell me how you got to be at this point.
Well, I'm a single mom. I live in a very small apartment. They don't have a laundromat. Here.
Okay, sure.
To
You're big.
yeah.
Should have been girl.
We're
I think the most fun I've ever had about the game. So
but they're my girl.
I'm back. So we agreed that the WWF tag team beats the WWF Wild Samoan tag team.
Yep.
In this battle. Listen, we got 50 options. Yeah. So we already have gone through, like we said, we got like 50 some belts left, and by it should be 57 or 56, which then will drop to either somewhere around 28 belts left.
All right. Holly picked the next two.
All right.
We have the Southern Heavyweight Championship, the black one,
All right.
against the NWA World Title, the custom one.
Oh, so both your belts.
Yep.
All right. Now that one's gonna. I think that one may be a harder choice because that custom NWA belt, it does look regal, has that crown and the logo's right in front of it, and that shape of it, it reeks of a style like you see in Japan, like an IWGP title. And compared to its competitor, that Southern black version with the black and silver. Well, now it's almost like night and day when I look at that, because that one almost like a little big silver belt, like little Southern's little silver. Looks like it pops, but yet to something of a fancy design like that custom NWA, I think I might want to give my edge to the custom NWA just because the designs and all that on there. It really makes that belt look more like a world title.
I can agree with you on that one. That black one though, just so you know, remember we had the red one yesterday.
The red one, yeah.
Well, the
Yeah,
red
we
one,
agreed on the red one, which is like
they
I
were
think we
different
agreed that the fact
territories.
yeah, as I said, because it's like it was two belts, but they had the exact same lineage. It's just that they split them up, kind of like how they did the NWO World Heavyweight Belt, where one of them had it in black for the black Hollywood version, and then there was the Wolfpack version with the red NWO, kind of like that feel to it.
If I'm not mistaken, the black version was the Memphis one. That would have been the one that Jerry Lawler would have had, and the
Yeah,
red one was, I believe, Florida. Championship
right.
CWF Championship Wrestling from Florida, I believe. I could be wrong on that one, but I know the black one is definitely Memphis territory.
Yeah. So basically, the exact same belt, just in different territories and has
Correct.
different color. But we believe that the fact that we said that the red was just, I think it was just a little bit too much. Like the
Yeah,
color
the red was
red on
definitely.
that belt was just too much. Maybe if it was a darker red, it may have helped, or if it was just a different color itself, probably done better. But I think we're gonna go with the custom NWA on this one.
Yes, we are. So let me put that one in the winner's hat, and this
Yep.
one off to the side.
And remember, all you guys that are watching this video right now, make sure as well, if you want to join in our votes, make sure the comments below as well. So many times when we have a tiebreaker, you guys can help us out to break the tie. Because then again, you guys can help us out too. Many times we may not agree with the exact same one. So here we go, another round.
Here we go. AEW Trios Championship
Well, that one I can grab because it's not hanging on the wall.
going up against the NWA Championship Luger Edition.
Luger. Oh, wait, is that the NWA US?
Yeah, US. Yes.
Oh, now that one I feel like it's a bit tougher of a challenge. I mean, again, when we talk this trios belt, it does pop. You see the globe, you see you see the logo, the banners, and the wrestlers on each side plate. But when you look at that Luger belt, I mean, of the red, blue colors, the eagle, the flags, the shields. I say this may be a tough challenge, but for someone that's probably like you that rocks the old school look, and I say these trios belts close neck and neck. I'm gonna say it's like again, it's not like 50-50. It's gonna be like definitely a 49 to a 51. 49% of me is going for the trios, and I think 51 is going for that Luger belt. So I think slightly the edge is gonna have to go for the Luger belt.
And again, we are in agreement. So far, we haven't had a tiebreaker yet,
Yeah.
but I think down the line, one's going to be coming.
Yeah. That's why we have Holly on standby just in case, you know.
Yeah, somebody look. Hey, DM, she's pretty occupied with her Switch, though.
Oh.
Put that foot down and give yourself a break, Holly. All right,
Hey,
so
it's
we
like
will
my
put
nephew.
the U.S. Championship in the winner's hat, and the trios one off to the side. All right, got plenty more in here. Next one that's coming out. Put you off to the side right here. And then next one. All right, let's see what we got here.
You know, and been more responsible. Look at the
WWE Hardcore Championship
Shit.
going against the NWA Georgia Heavyweight Championship, the custom one.
Oh. Now this is probably the one where we talk about this may be where we have to have a tiebreaker because then again, like I say, for me, I always enjoyed the hardcore belt. How it was the belt of my yes, it's like a winged eagle, but it has that vibe to show, oh, it's a hardcore belt. It's a belt of the ages, and yet it's a belt that did represent what it was for. Literally, when you think of hardcore, you definitely see a belt like something like this, and the belt that's lasted for a short period of time, but then had many changes to it. But the Winged Eagle is probably the most common version of this hardcore belt. Now going up against that Georgia title, again, looking a lot like a Backlund belt with the eagle and the globe and that. That's going to be a hard battle to go for. But, you know, like you said, you don't like the hardcore titles of look because you
I
don't
was
like
never a
broken
fan
belts.
of broken belts or spray painted belts. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people love that hardcore title. I never took to it.
Yeah. And as much as I say I do love this hardcore belt, when it comes to look better looking belts, that Georgia one may have beaten it. I mean, majority of the belts probably did beat this belt, and surprisingly, that the hardcore lasted into the second round is already a dedication to itself. How long this belt has favored a lot of people, and the fact that it survived this long in this tournament, I would say, out of my opinion, I think possibly the Georgia belt probably has beaten it.
I I I I am 100% for that Georgia belt.
Yeah. So, as knowing the fact that possibly for a tiebreaker, the Georgia belt would still win, I think I may have to go with the Georgia. You know what? No, I tell you what, I still favor the hardcore belt.
It's all right.
Just
You
because,
favor what you like. That's why we're
that's what
doing
I'm saying.
this.
Because you are saying like, because the hardcore belt does look awesome. In for a broken belt or not, I grew up with a belt looking like this, and like this was probably one of the best belts I've seen in my childhood days. Like I told you before in the last live stream, my very first homemade belt I posted on this channel was a hardcore belt. So I say we're looks like we're gonna probably have a tiebreaker. So we're 50-50. So
Well,
we need a tiebreaker right
Holly,
now.
now look at DM's belt. See that belt there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you like that belt better or the one with the eagle on it right there with the gold? Right, no, right there, Holly. The door's open.
Yeah.
No, no, this one, sweetie. No, that one.
I'm,
No, it's
I'm gonna
either
be
that
upset
belt
about you.
or DM's belt.
Yeah.
You gonna? Oh, there you go. Holly went with your belt, DM.
Oh, so hardcore survived.
Hardcore survives.
Wow. That's a shocker. I never suspected it. Like I said, I'm telling you, like the hardcore belt definitely is a shocker to probably survive this long in this tournament.
Well, hardcore goes into the winner's hat.
Because I never, because that's the thing. I mean, I thought it may have gone like that 24/7 title. The 24/7 title didn't even have a chance. But yeah, hardcore probably was better. All right.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna reach in here, see what we pull out. Put you to the side. Oh, Holly, you want to grab that one that fell down there? Again, this one. Right there. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, well, this is pretty convenient. IWGP version 4 against the US tag title.
Oh, okay.
And
Both
quite
of your
honestly,
belts.
how convenient is that? They're both right there.
Yeah, and I'm looking at them both side by side. Don't get me wrong, I like the U.S. tag belt for the fact that it sticks out. It's a belt on a red strap, has the red, white, and blue colors. It pops, but that IWGP title, when you actually see like the real belt that has like the letters pop out, all the stones and those nameplates and that of the belt on there, it just looks regal. It looks I mean, again, we're not about prestigious, but yet it does look prestigious. And yet, for a title like that, it does reek of, yeah, that is a belt I like to have in my collection. And to me personally, as much as I say that US tag belt does look nice, but yet I see it more like a flashy thing compared to like that IWGP title. That thing just reeks of like, that's what a championship belt should look like.
Right.
So when it comes to design, I think the edge kind of goes to the IWGP belt.
And we agree once again. IWGP goes in the winner's hat. US title off to the side.
As I say, some of these titles are lucky enough to make it past all the luck of the draw.
Exactly. And the other one. All right. Ooh,
Injury?
this would be interesting. We have
The sun.
it is the TNA X division going up against the Dome Globe.
Oh no. We said before about how Dome Globe is a classic, but yet you gotta think when you look at that X Division belt, that X Division belt does look beautiful. Even though it's got a red X on it, it's a big X. But it's a great and beautiful design that you love to see on TV and as well see in your collection. But yet this one is a classic and it's an iconic belt that's been around for years. It's definitely in most historical belt collectors' shelves, if not eventually end up in a museum. But when you have a plate that almost has the face of a sloth on it for its design, I think the X Division title may slightly have the edge over it.
That's funny. Yeah. It's sad.
Because
As
they
soon as you said sloth, now I can't unsee it.
about it on the SRF5 channel about that, it's hard to miss it. But that belt, it has a lot of class. It does reek of championship feel to it for old school. It's an old school belt. But
I
it
like
going up against something of new school with the pattern design.
I
It's
like
kind of hard.
old school, but just in this case, strictly on looks, not being historical about it or
Not
anything
by
like that. I have to go with the just on appearance, the TNA belt.
Yeah, I'm afraid I have to agree with you on that because as much as I say some people do enjoy and love the Dome Globe, but when it comes to design, the TNA one blows it out the water.
I mean, if we were going from a different perspective, say we were going for like historical or prestigious,
And
the Dome Globe
like,
has it all over the TNA belt, in that
yeah,
respect.
well
But
then
just
again,
appearance wise,
yeah, I'll say if it was prestigious, a lot of world titles would most likely be taking this list.
yeah.
But like I said, we're including all titles from tags, mid cards, and that's all that needs to be involved. And then we had one female belt on here, but this is mostly a man. As much as I hate to say it, it's a man's competition.
Well,
But if we have more female belts,
there's just more titles for men. There's that's just the
yeah.
way it is. That's
Well, that's if we want as well would collect them. Like there's the WWE women's tags, the WWE women's US and Intercontinental. Even though they're like the men's belts, but there's
well
also
now. I
other
mean,
belts
to
for the
me,
women.
they're relatively new. I mean, all them belts are relatively new. I mean, back in the day, you had a women's
Yeah,
world
we only have
championship
like one belt per
tag.
division.
That's it.
Yeah, we have basically have one title for the women, but there's multiple versions of them. So maybe the next time we do the Battle of the Belts tournament, get the Fabulous Moolah version versus like the Alundra Blaze version.
What they did though, they did have what was I thought was nice was their tag belts. Their tag belts were actually like the trophy style belts from back then. And
Yeah,
believe it or
they
not,
look probably a lot better than the somewhat half-ass Spartan tags they have for the women now. That's the funny thing. The men's tags got a whole new upgrade, but the women still stay the same. So something that looks like a penny tags mixed with the NXT X in the background on them.
well, I'll tell you
Has
what,
that
I'm
full
not sure if you're familiar with this. The original WWF tags from back in the 80s, the WWF actually purchased them from the NWA. They're actually NWA belts.
Oh. Well, I know because like NWA usually like to borrow their belts for other companies. Like we mentioned TNA. It's funny. The NWA Dome Globe, we wouldn't have a TNA belt. Because technically that's what the TNA belt was the Dome Globe. But yeah. So
Well, I put
I believe
the
we
TNA belt in the winner's hat.
uh,
Still got. Take a look. We still got plenty of paper in
yeah.
here.
And as I said, we got about like 50 or so. We're gonna drop it down to the 20. Hopefully soon we get down to the winner.
First one and second one. Let's see what we got.
So I grabbed his chair, climbed on the.
Ew, I don't like this one.
This doesn't sound like it's gonna be a challenge.
For me, it will be. I think for you, it'll be easy to pick. For me, not so much. The WCCW Light Heavyweight Championship against the
Okay.
WWF IC belt, Don Morocco version.
Oh, now that I agree, that does sound like a challenge. I mean, for a belt like that, it does look indeed beautiful. And for even being Don Morocco's IC belt, and with the green strap in that, it does pop. Now against like a WCCW
But
belt,
it's going against this.
yeah. Oh, that is I mean, like to you, it may be hard because of how you feel between the belts for old
Right.
school belts.
That's why I said it's probably going to be
But
easier for you than me.
because I say that design does pop a lot better than the Don Morocco belt because that's basically like a trophy belt. But we're going on design, and I see the design looking a lot better on that belt over the trophy belt design. So in my case, I think my edge, I gotta give it to the WCCW.
As much as it pains me, I may have to agree with you on this. That's why I did not like that challenge. But yeah, I'm going to have
Yeah,
to agree with you on that one. Oh, I love that IC belt, but in this
yeah,
case,
but I say like you can't hate it on you can't hate yourself for agreeing that too much because you also gotta remember this is round. Be happy with the fact that the belt had survived round one. If they can
yeah,
survive round one, it means they still have a fit. I see it like that. If the belts that you enjoyed that survived round one, they can still be favored by someone.
here we go. Next one,
All right.
first one, and second one. What we got here?
Get up that high.
But not set.
We have the WCW Tag Classic.
All right. The classic WCW tag, which is probably my belt.
And the Backlund belt.
Oh no! Now it feels like deja vu, except it's swapped on me. Let's say like that WCW tag here, all these plates. Like, don't get me wrong, this belt is indeed beautiful with the globes and all that. Like we said, we're going by design wise. This thing is
Right.
a beautiful belt.
It is a
But
beautiful belt. How?
and for like, however, we're talking about a class of a design like this Backlund belt. I mean, yeah, it's got design. Don't get me wrong. It's got a great design. That eagle and those diamonds. Yeah, I mean, it had multiple colorations of the belt, and it does look beautiful.
Right.
I mean, if you're going by design wise as well, if you talk about like shape and size, the obviously a tag belt is a lot bigger, but yet I say the backland belt I have is a lot heavier because the plates are a little bit thicker.
Well, they're a lot thicker.
Yeah. Designs of belts back in those days, you'd be lucky the fact that it wasn't just a normal belt you wear around your jeans, just with a bigger belt buckle on it, and there you go, it's a wrestling belt. That's basically, I hate to say it, but I say that for a I almost saying I would say tag, but when it comes to putting it up against the Backlund, which we always agreed that the Backlund was a great belt, I think the Backlund may win this one.
And I agree once again. Love the
And remember,
back
guys,
belt.
say by design, I'm pretty sure that we go for the tag belt because it's a bigger belt and probably will show off more of as a great tag team belt. But then again, when it's going up against a world belt like a Backlund belt, not only we're saying design, but also it's our thoughts as well, our opinions. Like we say, it's a beautiful belt.
Well, it looks like we're putting the Backlund belt in the winner's hat.
Yeah. So guys, remember some other people's opinion on with the WCW tag, and believe me, pretty sure there would have been an alternate universe here. We probably would have chose the tag over the Backlund. But in this universe, we picked Backlund.
All right, here's our next two.
But
I don't know. We may or may not disagree on this one. I don't know. ECW 99. I'm assuming that's the ECW championship, your belt, 99.
yeah,
1999.
yep.
All right. And that's going to go up against the NWA International Tag Team belt.
Okay. Well, we did a battle before we came to the tags and that. Now, when we talk about a classic fancy design of a one of a kind belt of this ECW 99, I mean the fences, the bat, the globe, it's colorful and it does pop with that purple, blue, red, black colors added to the plates, along when you see the texture design on it. It is a beautiful belt. And up against something like that that has the an eagle, the wings, the rubies, and it has like chains and grommets on it, that does reek of fancy. Like one reeks of hardcore, being a guy that's raw, being a guy that's ready to take it to the limit. And this one, and another belt that has regal of like royal, it feels like of royalty and pristine. It's literally a belt of fancy, almost equivalent to like a boxing belt, equivalent to looking like if Rocky came out with it. Looks like that would fit him. It looks like a nice, beautiful belt. As much as I hate to say it, ah. That one's a hard choice because I love to see the ECW 99 continue on in this tournament, but when it went up to that beautiful belt, oh, you know, when we had a disagreement with the hardcore title, that one was a hard one. But this one, I think this one's more tougher because as much as I want to go for the ECW 99 just to keep it alive, I think that junior heavyweight title or that whatever the title that one is, I think that one might
NWA
take the cake.
International Tag belt.
Yeah, I think the international tag might take the cake on this one. But I say slight because then again, like other people's opinions. That one of extreme, but one with better design and looks just straight up just pops. That international tag does pop.
Oh, and while we're at it, I agree with you. So I'm going to put the international tag in the winner's hat. But remember how you said earlier about that 205 belt?
Yeah.
Apparently, I forgot to put one of my belts in too, and I believe you have the same belt. We could actually
Which one was
get.
that?
I never put the AEW World Championship in.
He did put the AEW World Championship in.
Are you sure? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
because I held
I don't
this
remember.
up. But you had this one go up against.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. All right. I wrote
Say,
down so many
I
belts I
know
can't
it's I
remember.
know the fact. But I say because I could check back at the live stream and see what one that we put up. But the thing is, that's like a 2 or 3 hour stream I got to look at and scroll through. But I think we did have the AEW belt in that
All right.
list.
I'll
It's
take
just
your
the
word for it.
205 we didn't have.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine. Yeah.
Next one's out. And here's the next one. All right. Here's our next two.
That's what I do. These are my juggling clubs. You know, our deck actually for juggling at a table. That means
NWA National Heavyweight Title, 1980, against the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Okay, Ring of Honor World Championship against that one sounds like it's going to be a tough one. Now that, like I was saying, the red, white, and blue, it may to some people be flashy, but that thing does look beautiful. That is going to be a tough belt to compete with because that does look. I mean, that almost looks equivalent to a boxing belt.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way, but yeah, you're right.
It almost looks like a boxing belt, and I say that does look like a beautiful belt. Now against that Ring of Honor title, one that probably made famous around the time when Cody Rhodes was in Ring of Honor. That is going to be a tough belt to beat. I like the gems. I like the design of the plate itself and all that. I mean, even though it was more of a modern day Ring of Honor belt before they brought back the original as the world title, that there is probably a great belt. And it's funny now that Ring of Honor is owned by AEW. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to have that type of title out anymore. But I say when it comes to those belts, that one, I gotta say that one's pretty tough. I'm like favorite between the last belt because of the red, white, and blue that makes it stick out and pop out like like it's a flashy belt. But then again, sometimes flashy belts have a better looking design, and it does look beautiful. But then when it comes to looking at the Ring of Honor belt, that Ring of Honor belt does look nice. It looks perfect, and I say it does have that look of a wrestling belt, like a world championship wrestling belt, over the other one that looks like we said, looks like almost equivalent to a like a belt you see in boxers, like boxing for. So I think I may want to go for the Ring of Honor belt, just slightly.
I'm gonna have to go with the national at this one, but just by a
Oh,
little bit as well. I do like the way the Ring of Honor belt does look.
yeah.
Holly,
So I said, but it looks like we got to do another tiebreaker.
now come on over here.
So it's
Your
national versus
choice.
Ring of Honor.
Your choice is that belt or this belt. Which one do you like better, Holly?
And then once
And again, DM wins.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor goes on.
Wow.
Goes into the chamber. Put it in the hat.
Wow.
To the side.
I'd say, but I tell you, it was probably I'd say it was the closest probably battle because I would say I definitely did like that national belt, but it's just that Ring of Honor belt did look a lot better because it looks like a wrestling belt. The other one just looked like a boxing belt.
And this is what I mean. But like we said, this is just the luck of the draw. That if it had gone
Because
up
then
against something
sometimes
else,
we hate. Yeah, as I say, like for us, we would hate a certain belt going up against another one because it's like I like this one, but then it goes up against this one. That's when your opinion draws into a different side. Next, you're fighting yourself. It's like I want to go with this belt, but I like this belt more. Like no, I gotta go with not. Like if you have to fight yourself to basically choose which one. It's like you have to pick one. That's why, like some people say, "Oh, if there's any belt in the world you have in your collection, which one would you rather keep?" And it's like, why you gotta ask me that when I have like 60 belts and I gotta choose one?
well, these two flew out of the hat, so we're gonna go with these.
You're
These two couldn't wait. NWA National
like,
Championship 1986 going up
okay,
against the NWA World Junior Championship.
oh, national versus world junior.
All right, so here's the national.
Again, when we said that belt, obviously a copy from like the TV title, and of course many other belts like the Hogan's, the AEW national belt. It is a belt that mostly AEW copied, but made gold plated and then changed the paint colors to red. Now going up against that belt, when we talk about that crown, man, that crown does make it pop. And I gotta say, that crown does help it out a lot. Especially with the most majority of the paint it in black, but with that glow and then the junior heavy with that crown sticking out, that design of the crown really does help it a lot over a copy concept like the national belt. Ooh, I'm saying I'm kind of tied on this one because I feel like they both are great looking belts. They're both great on design, but that crown does really make that belt stand out. And if we're talking about great designs, and I say for a belt to stand out like the crown on that junior heavyweight belt, I think I may gotta favor that junior heavyweight belt just because the fact that crown does help it out to make it stand out from a copy of one belt that goes to another belt.
I I've stated it before. The NWA national title, that belt is probably my favorite belt. Period. So it's kind of hard for me to go against it, even though I do like the crown design on the junior title. I'm just being
Yep.
blunt, honest. That national title is probably what got me into collecting. So
Yeah.
I feel very partial towards that one. So I'm going to have to pick with that. And you're going with the junior. Holly,
So
you
we go.
are again.
Wow. Now for the third time, we go for a tiebreaker.
This belt, Holly, or that belt? That one or that one? Oh, DM, I'm starting to think you paid Holly off. She picked your belt again.
Oh no! I didn't do anything. I swear. That's what I say.
All
I
right. World
didn't.
Juniors going into the hat.
Hey, but I say, don't be so upset, Pez, because I tell you the
I'm not.
truth.
I'm just
Your
making a
national,
joke.
your national
I
made
just
it
think
this
it's
far.
funny.
I say, man, their national made it so far. Because I say, be happy the fact that it surpassed the 24/7 title.
Yes. Ooh, I don't like this.
If you don't like it, it means I probably won't like it either.
No, well, I don't know. I think it's going to be easier for you. I think maybe I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll just read them out. WWE Classic IC title
Oh,
going against the Smoky Mountain Championship.
okay. Well, we, I think the Smoky Mountain Championship was the last belt we agreed on at the end of the show of yesterday with that crown concept and design on it. And it has that look of a Bruno. Now I think of it, when I look at that, it almost has a reference to the Bruno Sammartino's WWF Championship belt. When you go up against a classic like this, IC, it is going to be a challenge because some people do love the classic IC. And when I see it with the one with the crown on it versus this globe, I can see the challenge for you because I'm pretty sure you do like that Smoky Mountain Wrestling belt.
I do. I like them both. I really do. It's that.
It's just that when you have to pick one going up against the other, it's like which one would most likely win. And for me, for a one belt that came about and made and kept the concept for years to come, then they changed it to one of the crappy designs, but then they decided to bring it back because of how good it was. Before they changed it again for a better for somewhat slightly better than an oval IC. I think classic IC may be my take. And don't get me wrong, that Smoky Mountain Wrestling, this is going to be a close fight, but I think the edge may slightly go to the classic IC.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to probably have to agree with you on this one. I do love the Smoky Mountain belt, but in this instance, I'm going to have to go with the classic IC.
Yeah, because I say the classic IC, like there's a reason why it's called classic, because it does have a lot of class.
All right, IC titles going in the hat. Smoky Mountain off to the side.
And I say it's a well-known design as well for it to survive so long.
Here we go with the next one. Let's see what it's going up against. All right, here we go. Oh, I don't like this one either. You might find it probably easier, but I won't. I love both of these belts. NWA World Championship Wings version against the Oklahoma State Championship.
Okay. For both your belts. All right. Now that one, I can see why being a. Oh, that one looks. Say that one already looking pristine. I like that color of the silver and gold, the blue and red paint concept with the red strap. It is a flashy and beautiful belt. Now against its competitor, that Oklahoma belt. Oh, yeah. That Oklahoma belt does look good. And I like how that eagle is on that belt. And the side plates, they definitely do pop. So I say, both are, I gotta tell you, actually, with the both of them, they're both hard to pick by me because it's like that Oklahoma belt does pop, but so does that NWA belt. And man, I gotta go for which one? I think I may have to go with the Oklahoma one just because I like how that eagle concept design on it is.
Yeah, I like both. Ugh, I hate to say it. I'm probably going to agree with you and go with the Oklahoma on this one.
As I say, it does look like a trophy belt too. It's like that eagle and all that. It's like a mixture of a regal trophy belt.
Oklahoma wins going into the hat. And the other one off to the side. Holly, you haven't picked one in a while. All right, there.
I say finally when we get down to the lower double digits, it'll make it a lot easier to get through.
Yeah. What's your pick, Holly? What do you got here? All right. Again, these are two of mine. Unified World Title against the Missouri State Championship.
Oh, now that one I think last time I saw the unified title over that Missouri title, it's gonna be a challenge. That unified title did put up a fight against. I think that one went up against the undisputed title. Now that Missouri title, that does look beautiful with the blue concept, with the white and red on it, with the silver look. The shape, well, exclusively familiar with the Missouri and solid championship, a true classic. and its design.
Now that's going to
And
go up against the unified.
now that unified belt, man, it's coming in with guns blazing on this design. I mean, slightly bigger. It's almost like a little more of a stretched out version of a cruiserweight belt with those spikes on the top and the
Yep.
like travel pattern on the side. It basically looks like it took a copy of the WCW crew, buffed it up, kind of like how they did the United States.
Did you know
title.
that the side plates on there represent not just one wrestling organization? They had the CWF, you had the CWA, and on the back other side plates was the CCW and AWA plates on it, representing all four
So
of
they,
the companies.
yeah, so it's representing more than just one company. But yeah, so let's say the Missouri one probably is a great looking belt, but that unified championship, it does definitely pokes its head out just a little bit over the Missouri belt, just slightly. So I say
All right.
probably my edge by a hair, it would be the unified belt.
I can agree with that one well, at least for this one. Like, I just find the unified title just not that the Missouri's nothing wrong with it, but just luck of the draw. Unified goes into the winner's hat.
Gotta say it's because when you gotta think as well to people's opinions on their minds, like when you gotta think of it, it's like this. When we have one belt going against another, it's not only about the design, but it's also you gotta think. You're thinking in your mind, if you had to pick between one of them you would have to buy and keep in your collection, which one would you keep? It's like that thought when we say about which one we go for. That's why we say it's very opinionated to why which one would be better than the other.
All right, these two are both mine. World six-man title going up against the Texas state title.
Oh, now that World Six Man and Texas State title, let's say the Six Man title, I think famous with the Von Erichs, right?
Well, that would be the WCCW version. This was actually the NWA version. This one, the World Six Man was let me think. The Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes held this title. The Russians held this title. That was Ivan Nikita Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev.
Okay.
Powers of Pain and I forget the third person held this belt. And that's going to go against.
And beautiful lady, baby. Thank you, sir.
The Texas title.
Now that Texas title does look beautiful. I give you that. With the red on the center plate, it looks like a mixture of silver and gold. And I say the red stars and all that, and two, how it's just that plain like finish to it. It almost looks like a mirror. But going up against that 6-man tag belt, that tag belt does indeed look perfect. I gotta say, it's gonna be a tough one. I think I may gotta go with the 6-man on this one, just slightly. Because as much as I hate to go up against Texas's belt, that 6-man really does stick out to me a little bit more.
I got to go with Texas on this one.
Well, another tie.
Oh, here we go again, Holly. See the Texas belt up top there?
Yeah.
Or that one there? Say that loud so DM can hear you.
Texas.
Texas DM.
All right. Hey, eventually my streak had to end with Holly's picks soon, right? It had to make it, but it doesn't sound like I was paying her off to choose the one I choose. Okay, so Texas wins.
Texas wins. Oh, one fell on the floor. I guess that's going to be our second one. All right. Let's see what we got written down here.
taking pictures, loud noise, split movement, those things that may jump out to
These are
notify.
both yours, I believe, DM.
Uh,
The WWF tag belt. I guess that's like the classic one, the British Bulldog design one, or Heart Foundation.
yeah.
Going up against the WWE UK belt.
Oh, I think this one may be more tough on you compared to the thought because
Yep.
when
You
you talk about
think?
the United Kingdom belt with that coat of arms on the center plate, along with the design, a lot different than the plates of before with the jewels in that swirl pattern with the banner and the coat of arms. That there is a nice design on the belt. And I was wrong before when they beat the U.S. title, but then when you talk about a classic like this tag belt, the floral pattern on the main plate, the world, the eagle, the wrestlers on the side plates, its own property plate, and all that. I think it all. You know what? How about you get your thought first? With which one you think? Because I like
I
to see
do.
how you.
I
You.
do
I
like
like
them
to see how
both.
you're thinking.
Like when they first came out with that UK design, I was like, finally, thank God, this is a really beautiful looking belt compared to what was out at the time. And I absolutely love that design. But going against that tag belt, uh,
It's gonna be a
I
hard fight.
I would probably edge the tag belt just by a little. I would go with the
Yeah,
tag.
I'm now that it comes to my opinion, I almost feel bad. It's like I slightly may favor the UK belt because of the coat of arms idea, but if I'm talking about classic and ideas and thoughts, I think most people definitely would say, yeah, I think the classic tag belt would definitely get the edge.
So I'm picking the tag belt. Which one are you picking, DM?
Ah, damn, why did I make you have to pick first? Because I say I was want to say the UK belt, but you know what? As much as I hate to say it, when I look at both, as much as the coat of arms is for the UK, and it is a great design, but when you talk about class with that eagle on that tag with the globe and all, I think that one definitely has the edge over the UK belt.
All right, there you have it. The WWF tag belt going into the winner's hat.
Yep.
Now let's see. Next one. Let me pull out a piece of fuzz with it. And this one. Let's see who we got now.
Now versus Lux Days Resort and Spa. Mr. and Mrs. Rathmel
One's yours, one's mine.
that Mr. Rathmel
ECW TV titles, 1999.
Oh, the final ECW belt.
Going up against the WCCW World Six Man title.
Oh, the ones that the Von
The
Erichs
Von
held.
Erichs had, yeah.
Well, now I say it's going to be a tough contest because, like I said, these ECW belt does pop when it was the design for '99. I mean, the blue globe, the purple logo, banners, and the shield, and yet like a police badge shield, so the man holding the globe, and that it does indeed a great belt. And compared to that 6-man belt right there, man, I did give that one an edge on the previous belts, but compared to a TV title, man, this is going to be one tough fight for me because already we had to lose this one out of the and this one. I think I might for how good that one looks. The television kind of does call my name a little bit closer to it. I think I may want to give my edge just slightly. I say it's like it's a 49-51 battle. I think 51% is telling me going for the ECW TV.
Uh, uh, I'm going with the 6-man tag. in this particular. Another tie, Holly. All right, look at the screen, Holly. It's that belt there. Right there, the one by DM's head. See him right there? And or that one there where it says 6-man, Holly, right there. See where it says 6-man? Yeah, that one. Which one do you like better?
So what happened?
Morning.
Here, I'll point out which one he's talking about. He's talking about this one.
Where my hands at, Holly?
See that one, Holly? I'm pointing at the TV so she can. Yeah, there,
Oh, right now.
there we go. Back to normal. DM's belt.
All right.
She picked the
So
TV time.
so that means 2 ECWs out of all the others that were on it survive this round.
ECW is going back into the hat. And the other one.
It's the only ECW from '99. I said out of the 5 ECWs, only 2 are advancing in the round 3.
Here we go.
Uh,
Ugh. These two are both mine. WWF International Championship going against the American Championship.
Oh,
So there you
international
go.
versus American. Yeah, that international, man. That one would definitely be a challenge. The internet, that eagle, the gold, all that. I mean, it's literally looks like an alternate version of a Backlund belt, and it's beautiful.
Going up against that one.
The American Championship, which kind of looks like a amped up version of a national championship, or mixture of like the national championship of NWA and the national championship of the AEW version, along with the mixture of the silver. That is quite a hard doozy belt. You know, I like that red on there with the thoughts of the American and all that. And it does definitely it does look like an amped up version of the national championship. So that would be a hard one. I think. Ooh. I mean, I like that. And they're both. That's going to be a hard one. Because I feel like I want to pick the American belt. But that eagle on that national championship is quite literally because it's a 3D popped out eagle. So I think it would design concept. I think I may go with the international belt.
All right, because quite honestly, I am split 50-50. I love both belts pretty much the same. So quite honestly, in this case, whatever belt you were going to pick, I was going to pick with you because either way, I'm going to be a winner. That's
Yeah,
the way
because
I
I'm
was
not
looking
saying
at
it. Because I said that was a hard choice for me. I was saying it was 50-50 for me too. But it's like I have to pick one, and it's like the worst case scenario, we both tie, and then we gotta stick with Holly. Like we both go 50-50, and it's like, okay, Holly, now your choice. Because let Holly do the one for us because we can't pick it. But I say
All right,
the
so-
international one.
Yep, we're going to put the international in the winner's hat.
So I said, damn, that American belt probably could have gone to round 3 if we either way, because whatever I was gonna pick, your parents are you gonna agree with, because that's the same. That's the worst case when you have two belts going against each other and you're feeling 50-50.
I'm looking in here real quick in my hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 7 pieces of paper in here, which means there's going to be something in here that.
The 205 belt. Instead, if there was a chance of an odd number, because we forgot we didn't add the 205 belt in the one.
All right, well, we can do that then.
So the 205 could be added in as our number 8.
Well, there's one
So
out,
whoever,
and
yes,
here's the
whoever
second.
belt is left. So whoever
Yeah,
belt is
whatever belt's
last
left
in
in there.
that hat is going to go up against the 205 belt.
Yep. All right. Both of these are your belts.
Okay.
We have the $1 million belt
Oh.
going against the AEW National Championship.
Oh no! And I was just talking about the national championship. I gotta say, this one may be a tough one on the
It's not,
concept
it might be
alone
tough for
because
you. It's very easy for me. This one.
so
This
I
one is
say because
very
I
easy
do
for
love.
me.
Because I say this one is a classic, and I'm pretty sure I know why you say it's easy because of the look of it, of the gold, the red painting, the eagle. It does pop. All it is just gold and diamonds to it, and the fact that this belt is basically a gimmick belt. It's not even much of a belt at all, other than only the fact that it can fit around your waist. It was basically like an oversized golden bracelet or watch or something.
It looks like something you would wear once you win a game of Monopoly.
Probably. I have to agree. That's probably it. Or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something like that. But yeah,
Exactly.
for that one was like a, as I say, that one was like a belt. Just nothing but gold and diamonds. This one looks a lot. I say this one probably takes the cake. I'm afraid I love that $1 million belt. I think I'm going to the AEW National Championship.
You know, we are both in agreement on that one. AEW
So I
National
say maybe I would. I tell you that I thought it would be tough, but I guess I mean maybe the thought of it because I do love the $1 million belt, but when it goes up against something that's classic looking than that national title, it blows it out the water.
We got a couple left here.
So now we're down to like
Again,
6.
with another piece of fuzz attached to it. And this one. Let's see what we got. We got.
Now, the biggest number you're seeking is $200,000 for paint.
All right, these are
About
both
that, that's a
yours.
lot.
We have the Smoking Skull Championship going up against the AEW Unified title.
Now, wow. I think this one may be more of a tougher thought of a design against each other than anything before. Like the last one, you said you thought it was tough, but then I just said it was probably. But and the patterns of lights going up against the unified title. I mean, this belt does really have those diamonds and the crown pattern in the middle.
Ooh, I like that.
I tell you, this does look beautiful. And I say, come to design wise, as much as I hate to say it, I think Unified may beat Smoking Skull on this one.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one. I like the Smoking Skull, but it seems like over the years, for some reason or another, I like it, but just not as much as I used to. And when I see it compared to a belt like that, I'm going to pick that AEW belt.
I think it goes from, yeah, as I say, it goes from night to day when it's compared to other belts that are just of the modern day. I think
Yeah.
Smoking Skull probably lost its edge. So I think Smoking Skull put up a hell of a fight, but I guess it just couldn't make it past round 3 when it was going up against an AEW belt.
Well, AEW Unified goes into the winner's hat. Smoking Skull off to the side.
Now I find that funny. That now needs 2 AEW belts and 2 ECW belts. Continue on to round 3.
Who do we have here? Up, 2 more of your belts. Oh, this is going to be a hard one for me. AEW TNT belt against the AEW Continental.
Oh, so it's AEW against AEW.
Yes, it is.
That one may be a challenge for me too, because
I do like both of them. I really do.
yeah, they do both look beautiful, and I like the crown concept on the Continental, the TNT logo in the middle with that nugget texture, and the fact that the side plates sometimes dual plated with the AEW logo on one of them, and this one with the circular disc and the plates, and it is a nice regal big looking belt, and as well takes some concepts of its predecessor of a rival company of the Intercontinental title with the rays up the top, but as well little concepts of like the WCW belt with the edges right here. It is a beautiful.
I do
Now
like both of those
comparing,
belts, but I'll be honest, I'm already starting to give the edge to one of them. I
yeah, like for me, when I look at both of them, as much as I say it, I would say it's probably a good looking belt, but I feel like I'm slightly favoring to the TNT title just by the
that's
looks
where
of it itself.
that's where I was
Because
headed.
the light, when the light hits when the light hits these patterns on the plate, it makes it sparkle and not yet stick out.
Yep, totally agree. That's
And
what
yeah,
I was leaning towards, the TNT belt.
yeah. So I say, guys, looks like we're between the belts of AEW against itself. Continental just can't cut against TNT. TNT win.
Those are the winners' hats. All right, now
Now
what's the last one left in here? Whatever's left in here is going against your 205 belt.
I think it may be the AEW World Title.
According to what's in here, AEW International. That's the last one that's left in the hat.
Oh, so wait a minute. I think didn't we had, I thought we had an AEW World Title go against each other, but if not, then I think we'll do a triple threat.
We
Or
can do that.
do you think here we do a triple threat, or one of the belts gets a bye? This is the thing. I don't. Did we put the? Because I'm saying I don't remember if we put the AEW World Title up now. I'm questioning that.
That's what I was saying earlier. I don't remember it yesterday at all, even coming up.
Yeah. So that's if we do triple threat, that's like we gotta pick one out of 3. That's gonna be more of a choosy between, because now that's a 33% chance one of them wins over the other. I don't know. You think one should get a bye, or you think one, or do you think all 3 should battle each other?
Um,
It sounds like somewhat unexpected. Set this umbrella flag in a courtroom.
well, how do we decide which one gets a bye?
Because well, I tell you the truth, since we forgot about leaving this out first time, I say it's between the 8. Well, that's what I'm saying. 2
All
of
right, you
them are
forgot.
AEW belts.
Well, here, let's put it this
2
way.
are
Here's
AEW belts.
I got
Yeah.
to figure it out because I'm going to go by what you said. Since we forgot the 205 one first, let's give that one the bye, and we'll have the 2 AEWs go against each other.
Go
How's
against
that
each
sound?
other. Because I say 2 against 1. It's 2 AEWs with 1 WWE. So ladies and gentlemen, the one that gets a bye in round 3, the Cruiserweight 205.
And actually, let me
We'll put
write
this
that
one.
one down, and I'm going to put that into the hat.
Yeah. So surprisingly, this is the Cruiserweight. So now it means this 205 belt got a bye not once, but twice. First one went on technicality because we forgot the damn thing. And the second time because the fact is we were down to 3 belts on each side because we also had the AEW belt get a bye. But now we're down to the final competitors of round 2. One of them had a bye, and the other one had it's AEW. Now the thing battle W versus AEW. And I gotta say, this one may be one of the toughest ones because they are both beautiful belts. We got the AEW International Championship. And this design is one of a kind. I gotta tell you, and for this type of belt, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm already
And
leaning towards one belt already. Just that the international belt always reminds me of the European belt with the flags, and I absolutely love that.
yeah. Now against its competitor, the main belt, the world title. I mean, this thing is huge, and the patterns of it is somewhat. Well, basically, it's like the side plates could go together like a puzzle and fit into one big plate.
Right.
And the gold and nickel plating design with the diamonds, it does help it. And of course, this version with the custom side dip. But give me the damn call. Yeah, I'm trying to record this thing and a phone call. This is maybe the first time I say it's a hard choice, but as much as I say I love this world title and it's an extremely heavy belt, and I nearly threw out my wrist picking that thing up. This thing does pop. I gotta say, it is remarkably beautiful. The flags do help it a
The
lot.
flags make it pop.
I think that's saying that flag does make it pop, and the fact that it's actually a stacked plate right here over the others to make it stand out more. I think this one, as much as I hate how people say that this thing was going to beat a world belt, the world title, I think this one takes the cake. I think so. I think the international belt gets the edge over the
So do
world
I.
title.
I totally
So
agree.
guys, much as I hate to say this, but the AEW international beats the AEW title. Final round of round 2 in the Battle of the Belts tournament.
All the winners are here in the hat. So all
Now I
one
almost feel
going
like,
into round
damn.
3.
I always wanted to say, damn, I should have gave this belt a bye and have the world title fight the 205 belt. Then there was a chance the world title might have survived. But hey, it's all opinions. And
In all honesty, if you had put that
so
AEW world title against the 205 belt, I would have probably picked the AEW belt, just so you know ahead of
that's
time.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The 205 belt only survives on technicality because we're giving 2 AEW belts against 1 WWE. And obviously the odd one out should probably get the bye because normally going up against those two beautiful belts, it was going to lose hands down. And there was a possibility those both were going to end up fighting again at round 3, and then we'd probably have the exact same outcome where the international would have beat the AEW. So let's see. There's still 2 other AEW belts in their tournament. Well, now we still got 3. We have the international, we have the national, and the TNT belt added in. We have the big silver and the TV title of ECW surviving. And surprisingly, as I say, that's 5 out of the. I'm pretty sure now. Let's see. We started with like 114, 112. Then we eliminated down to like 50, 57. But then we realized about, so now we should be down somewhere around 28 belts.
Well, now it's up to you to decide. Do we continue or do we wait till tomorrow?
Well, if you want to be here tomorrow, I say to be here tomorrow, we can continue on for that. And I say for tomorrow, since it's going to cut down, maybe. Well, first off, maybe we should count to see how many we got that in the winner's hat, so we can make sure exactly how many we can involve.
All right, let me count.
Yeah. So while he does that, that's it. It's all in your chat. So guys, we just got through round 2, and we had some winners. So remember, guys, it's a close end to this tournament, and a lot of these belts that. Remarkable belt that we claim, like we say, we don't count it as a big gold belt, yet it has a resemblance of it. It's surviving. This whole actually be number 1 to the rest of this tournament. But then again, when you're going up against other belts, all the belt opinionated, and as well, I almost got when it came to those spinner belts, like we almost wanted to add the rated R spinner, but then the fact is, all it is the exact same the WWE logo with the rated R superstar logo. It just counts as one belt. It probably wouldn't have probably survived longer in this tournament because then again, like you said, sometimes the spinner belt just wasn't enough.
All right, I counted them. There's 29 in here.
Including that 205
I
belt?
put the 205 in there, yeah. That's probably why there's 29 now.
So we got 29. That means we had at least 50, 68 in round 2.
Well, it would have been 28. So we would have had 56 the last time. We were down to 28, and then we just added the 205, so it made it 29. So we had 56.
Yeah.
Then we went down to 28, added 1, the 205 belt, which is now 29.
Yeah. We weren't keeping, that's what I was saying. This tournament's a little bit wonky because we didn't count exactly how many belts we added into this. And then we know we eliminated 2 off of round 1 because of what they look like, but then again, you remove the 3rd one because of your own personal reason.
I can put it back in.
So yeah,
if you want, I can put it back in. I just didn't want any kind of controversy with it. Some people may or may not be offended by it, but that's why I took it out. You want to see it?
Well, if it involves, that's the thing. If it involves with some racial reason, like some people be offended because it goes against race and that, then I can see a reason why you want to add it in. But then again, like I say, we probably would have had 29 anyway if the fact was because of the 205 live belt not being mentioned, as well as the AEW belt, as we both gave him a bye.
Well, think of it this way. After the stream today, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, and you can be the judge yourself, okay?
Yeah, so I can say this. We can end this round now because we've been going on for about 2.5 hours now anyway. But I know when we go to doing round 3, we may end up doing 3, 4, and until we get down to like left. Like you said, we got 29.
We can probably finish this up tomorrow. Like the hard part was yesterday, and today. Now that they,
That's what I'm
they should
saying.
go
'Cause
pretty quick. We're you know what I'm saying, we're eliminating half the belts each round. So
yeah. Well then again, in this round, technically we still had an odd number. We chose every round. It's going to be a threat because it's just that when we have an odd one that keeps on going through, eventually it's going to be a triple threat if it continues to stay odd. That's why I say it's like when we have 29. Obviously, if it was 28, it would drop down to 14. But then we
right.
had that extra one. So obviously, in the next live stream, we cut it down to 2 extra rounds. Where it dropped down from 28 to 29 to 15 or 14, depending if we want to do a triple threat in between those rounds or leave it to the end. Because
Hey,
the end
DM, real
tournament,
quick.
I say,
Holly wanted to show you something real quick, just real quick, okay?
okay. Oh, cool.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bagels.
Oh, it's figurines, Pokemon figurines,
This
right?
one's a keychain.
I think it's
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, they're
Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
oh, they're
And there's a
Yu-Gi-Ohs. Oh,
watch.
yeah, I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Holly.
Thanks.
Yeah, real nice. Yeah, so that's what I say. We can wait till tomorrow to do round 3. And when we do round 3, we can still have that idea since the fact that since these tournaments then an even number when it comes down to when we know eventually it could end to 101, or do you think
Right.
we should wait to the end to do it as a triple threat? Because we know we have to do a triple threat one way or the other because we can't keep giving one a bye. Because
Um,
at the end, if there's 3 left and we give one a bye, it's eventually going to face the other one to begin with.
right, we could do it a triple threat way. That's fine.
So I said by round. So guys, stay tuned for round 3 when we do this, because round 3 it will end with a triple threat against the 3 left remaining belts tournament. This round, we've seen that not 1 but 2 belts had a bye.
Oh, did I
We had
lose
a
you,
little bit.
DM? Oh, there
Yeah,
you
I think
are.
we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but I could. You still?
I'm still here.
Yeah, but I say you can hear me, right?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, because I'm saying I think we had a little bit. Somehow every time I reach 2.5 hours on the stream, it does a reload thing and messes up a little bit. But so we now know, guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow when Paz comes back on here. We're gonna continue on this tournament of the Battle of the Belts, where now we're down to 29 competitors. To which in round 3, since we still have a odd number, we've decided that the last 3 belts in the end of this round will end up in a triple threat.
Yeah, all this
No more
tournament should end
buys
end
because
tomorrow.
even
Yeah, this tournament should be over tomorrow. Round 3 will be tomorrow. 4 and however many rounds, because there's not that many left. We should be able to finish this up tomorrow.
I'd say I think we could do 3 and 4 tomorrow, and then if if we don't have any more time after that, it'll literally be like 5 and 6 we could probably do with everything. So we probably may end up finishing this before the.
Well, keep in mind, just me personally, like I'm off today and tomorrow, but then I'm back to work. I'll be working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week coming up, and my next day won't be off until Sunday.
Was I saying if we finish this tournament probably before you got to go back to work, I said we probably will definitely have to finish it on Sunday. Because by the end of the 3rd round, it'll go down to like 14, and then it will go down to. Oh wait.
Well, we'll just see how
Yeah, it
tomorrow
will go
goes,
down
and
to
we'll
14
figure it out.
again. It'll be back to.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Yep. So, probably gonna end this right now, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the comments. Shout out to Pez. Check out his channel. And check out his channel. All those glorious belts in his collection that Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Shouts to my good old friend Dex, who was in the comments. He helped me doing these live streams. He has a channel as well. Check him out. Shouts to Brother Kane, and shouts to my good old friend Stephen Hammer. They have related videos as well, one with gaming and one with the belt collections. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what my main channel of all 800 some videos. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Let's try to get up to 1,000. Make sure as well check out the 900 subscriber belt giveaway video so you enter in for a chance to win a homemade belt. Pez is one that entered in, Brother Kane is another one that entered in, and Stephen Hammer is another one. 6 entrants already. I'm gonna probably wait till by the end of the so and don't forget to ring that notification.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Signing off. See you later, Pez. Have a good day, everybody.